Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the REDX podcast. Welcome if you're a newcomer. My name is Andrew. I'm going to be your host today. We have got one of my favorite guests on today, a good friend of mine. You may have seen him on our REDX Live prospecting. You may have seen him on the podcast before. He is a power prospector from right here in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. Kent Brown. Kent, how you doing?
Good, man. I just got the LinkedIn invite. We're live.
Oh, excellent. You follow REDX on LinkedIn. That's good to know. I love it. Everyone else should also go follow LinkedIn, REDX on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook and all the good stuff. So if you're joining us on any of those platforms, welcome. Chat in where you're from. Let us know what's going on. Say hi to Kent. Say hi to everyone here. And Kent has some amazing content he's going to share with us today. Kent has been a prospector for the last few years now. He's been in real estate and he is killing it this year as a power prospector. And I think a lot of where your success comes from, Kent, is your mindset and your routine, especially your pre-prospecting routine, right?
Yeah, it's a huge part of it. I think I finally started to dial it in this year and I'm starting to see all the success come in because of that. Oh, man.
Excellent. I love to hear that. Yeah, fix your tie pin there. Looking good, looking fresh.
Yeah.
So, Kent, a little bit about this year and how you're doing. Will you just give the audience an overview of maybe how long you've been in real estate and how many transactions you're on course to close this year?
So 4 years in real estate. This is my fourth year, third year full-time actually. So I made the grave sin of not going full-time immediately and set to close 52 deals this year. That's
wow.
Yeah.
52 this year.
This year.
That's crazy. And you know, about how much of that do you say comes from prospecting?
Man, I would say 70% of it comes from prospecting.
Really?
I'm still in that. I'm not from Utah. I'm actually from Idaho. So a lot of my sphere is small. And I go to the gym and I'm trying to I put in my headphones. So this year I've really tried to take out my headphones and talk to people, and
nice.
It naturally comes up. So yeah, I'm still in that stage of building a pipeline.
Yeah. And I think that's, you know, probably pretty normal for a newer agent. I know you're not brand new, but having 70% of your business closing 52 transactions this year, 70% of that coming from prospecting is incredible. And I think that speaks to, or should speak to, other new agents out there that if you're going to jump in like Kent, doing full-time real estate right out the gate, that prospecting is an amazing way to ramp up that business and you know, start closing deals. So that's awesome.
From prospecting now or in the past, but one way or another, it's come from that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Excellent. Well, that's awesome, Ken. Thank you so much for sharing that. So today we're going to talk about your pre-prospecting routine, what you do before you get on the phones to prospect every day, and how that kind of translates into the success you're having. So one last shout out to the audience before we get running with that, Kent. If you have any questions for Kent, any comments, anything you want to talk about, please chat in and let us know. We are live right now, so we will be able to get those right over to Kent and have him answer those. So yeah, let's get rocking and rolling, Kent. Will you just jump right in with whatever you want to share with the audience today?
Yeah, definitely. I actually am super excited for today. And I know I say that every time and it's super cliche of I'm super excited to be here, but we're almost to September, Q4. So
where did the year go?
For real, where did the year go? But I think everybody does their New Year's resolutions in January. Really, you should be doing your New Year's resolutions in September and then starting to create that habit for the next 90 days so that it is a habit.
That's interesting. And do you have enough data and enough information to start making goals now? Is that
for sure?
Okay.
So I know we're going to do our pre-prospecting routine. Can I go a little off script?
Please do. Yeah.
Okay. So there's three phases of real estate, of business. So you have your concentration phase, which is your first 90 days of whatever you're going to do. So let's say all of you have been like, yeah, I really want to prospect. Starting in the new year, I'm going to prospect. Now, you should start prospecting right now. Because your concentration phase, you're going to be dialed in for the first 90 days. Then you're going to jump into your momentum phase, which is where you want to be at the beginning of the year. That's what's going to get you the business. So momentum phase is tricky. So you're going to start seeing all the benefits of your 90-day concentration phase of making the calls. So right out from the get-go, you're going to start seeing business coming through from what you've been prospecting.
Right.
So to me, I've hit the momentum phase probably like 30 times in my 4 years in real estate.
Okay.
It's super easy to get to.
Gotcha.
Really hard to get through. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're saying it's, 3 months, all things considered, isn't that much time. And if you can prospect every day for those 3 months, success will come find you. But getting through the actual day-to-day prospecting is kind of a grind. Is that what you're saying? Not
necessarily, no.
Okay.
So the first 90 days, have you ever set a goal, Andrew, like a New Year's resolution?
Yeah.
That you've kept for the whole year or even for 90 days?
90 days, maybe. The whole year, absolutely not.
Okay, so the 90 days, you did it. So
okay.
I'm a big dieter. Like, I start a diet, get off a diet, start it. Like, I am the fad guy of all fad guys. So anyways, that first 90 days, you're like, dang, I'm seeing results. I'm slimming down. I feel good. I feel really good. And then you have that first bite of that hamburger, and then you're like, oh, yeah, game over. So it's really hard to get through that, because once you get through the momentum phase, now you're going to be at the stabilization phase, which is where you can start hiring people. You start building your systems. So 2 big pitfalls come from momentum phase and why it's hard to get through. Your ego gets in the way. So you're going to be like, man, I'm really good. I can turn this on and off whenever I want with prospecting.
Gotcha.
And then the second pitfall is you get overwhelmed. You're going to get a lot of business. So really, if you're a new agent or just starting to prospect, you have 2 things on your plate: find business and get them under contract. Well, once you have 50, 60 deals, pendings going on, your 1 or 2 things turned into like 50, 60 things. So now you start creating systems.
Right.
So my whole spiel on that and why I was excited for today, and this is what I'm working on with my coach, is to get through starting the concentration phase and getting through the momentum phase.
Okay.
Run.
Gotcha. And I love that. Right. And I love that idea of the momentum phase, because that's how agents last after 90 days, even through the 90 days. Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. And that's, I think that's what speaks to why a pre-prospecting routine is so important and so effective, is because if you want to build and maintain that momentum long-term, a routine is going to be one of the best, most effective ways to help that carry. Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 100%.
Because I noticed, at least for myself, when I do set a goal or when I do have, something I want to accomplish, if my morning sets the mood for my entire day. And if I nail my morning, then the rest of my day feels great. I accomplish everything I need to, and it's easy to talk myself into doing those things that I need to accomplish my goals. So I love that. All right.
So you eat lunch, and then days up, like, at least for me, I know after I eat lunch, it's like, hey, I'm waving the white flag of getting things done that aren't already in my schedule. So we all play that trick of, I didn't get to it in the morning, I'll get to it in the afternoon. Gotcha. You can control your morning, you can't control the afternoon.
That's a good point, especially for a real estate agent, right?
Yeah,
awesome. Well, let's get into this pre-prospecting routine. If we're lucky and we have time at the end, maybe we can get into your prospecting routine and some of the leads you call and stuff. But let's focus on this pre-prospecting routine. I think you have 7 or 8 points you're going to take us through here.
Yeah.
Excellent. So perfect. So everyone watching, grab a pen, grab a paper, catch the replay of this, and we are gonna learn a lot from Kent here. So Kent, take it away.
Definitely. So first thing, reason why a pre-prospecting routine is so important, first note to take is setting an appointment. You can have all the skill in the world, but it's a lot of mindset. So I had to learn that. So I worked in a call center doing sales, and a lot of it was just order taking. And because of that, I didn't really have to have a mindset that I needed to close. I just needed to handle what we do and then say, okay, what plan do you want to sign up for?
Right.
when I got into real estate, that game changed a lot. People don't ask you to come over. I have never once had a person that I'm cold calling say, come on over. Sure. We're actually wanting to sell our, like, right. I wish it worked that way. So it's 90% mindset. So that's going to be the first thing that you're going to want to work on. So pre-prospecting routine, first and foremost, promotes a positive mindset. Fair?
Fair. I love it.
Okay. Second thing it does, blocks out negative thinking. So imagine how important your thought process is. And does your thought process line up with the results that you want? So that's a big question. So at REDX, you guys have things that you are trying to accomplish, right? You guys have goals that you want.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sprint goals, quarterly goals, all kinds of projects that we work on all the time. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. If you didn't have those goals in place, what would you be working towards?
Absolutely nothing. We'd be blind.
You'd be blind, right?
Yeah.
So do you know your goals?
Yep. They are written out every quarter and assigned out. Yep.
Does your job, do those goals affect what you do on a daily basis, Andrew?
Absolutely.
Or even for the marketing team?
Yeah, absolutely. And I like what you how this ties into mindset, because every day when we have our marketing huddle, everyone starts with good news, right? That puts us in a positive mindset, that puts us blocks out some of the negative thinking, starts the day off on the right foot, so that we can move forward and be more productive and more positive with our work. For sure, exactly. So you go in with it with a good attitude that you're doing what? You're affecting people's lives for the better. Because really at REDX, you guys are. You can make people's careers. Right. And that's one thing that I really want to come across today in our conversation is imagine if you made 100 contacts a day for the next year. Where would you be at? You couldn't help but get better. You couldn't help but know your objection handlers, and you couldn't help but get business, right? So why don't we do it? I'm asking for me too. I don't make 100 contacts a day. Could I? Yeah, for sure. I could call and hire the people to do that. Anyways, one interesting thought is your thoughts alter your communication. So let's take for sale by owners, for example. Okay. If you were an agent, what would your thought be about a for sale by owner? Negatively. Probably, they don't want to work with me. They think they can handle it on their own, kind of their objection, right? They don't need me. Yeah, they don't need me. Or at least they don't think they need me. So they're probably going to tell me no. And then what are you going to tell yourself? The market's super hot right now. They could sell on their own. Right. True, right? I mean, they probably could. But at the end of the day, their goal is to make the most money, right? Yep. And are they going to do that with you or without you? Statistically speaking, with an agent. With an agent, yeah. You're getting that 7% more with it. I think 12% more is the actual statistic from NAR. Okay, so your income is directly connected to your thoughts. What you tell yourself about your leads and your prospects is how those conversations are going to play out in the direction they'll head, right? Yeah, exactly. So a good part of the routine is knowing what you're going to call for the first time, or who you're going to call and what your thought process is on that. So if you're calling the just listed, just sold, man, we just sold the neighbor's home for $450,000, $20,000 above asking. I better call the neighborhood. This is my thought process in it. So I'm going to walk you through it. I better call the neighborhood so some crappy agent doesn't knock on their door and sell their house for even less. Right. So because of that, it comes across in my communication. I love it. I love it. Not only are you doing a service to them, but you're encouraging yourself to work your hardest so that you can accomplish that for them. Yeah, exactly. Same thing with for sale by owners. I thought I'll take you on thought process with for sale by owners. Can they sell it on their own? Absolutely. Anybody can in this market. Will I net you more money? Will I get you more offers? Will I get you more exposure? Will I make the process easier? 100%. Yeah. So why wouldn't I be calling you? Right. So, and then my thoughts with expireds are, thanks to Paula Burleson, if she's watching, I've changed my mindset to say expireds need me because they had somewhere to go and they didn't get there. I love that.
I'm helping them accomplish. Are they more nasty? 100%. But you would be too if you didn't get what you wanted.
Sure.
So anyways, some thoughts to think about. Now let's go through the 7 points.
Okay. Love it. Yep.
Andrew's like, freak. Holy crap. Just get to your
No,
points.
I think that was a really good foundation you just laid, Kent. A really good foundation of before you, I mean, this is like a pre-prospecting routine, right? Of before I even get on the phones, before I do anything, I need to make sure that my head is in the right space, or else it's going to come across in my calls. And I'm not going to enjoy prospecting. I'm not going to be successful at prospecting. If you can tell yourself the opposite and go in with that amazing intention of helping these homeowners, it's definitely going to come across in your calls. So a great foundation, Kent. I love it.
Let me ask you this. So you don't have kids, do you? Maybe. No kids?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. Nieces, nephews, kids. So
I got a lot of little cousins. Yeah.
Perfect. So I have 2 kids, and when they throw a fit because I am doing what's best for them, do you think that I say, yeah, you're right. I grabbed your hand in the parking lot and didn't let you run into the store, and you're going to throw a fit?
Right.
Do you think I let go of their hand and say, go ahead and run into the store?
Nope. You stick to it. You stick to what you know is best for them.
Exactly. So why aren't we doing, so we get an objection. We get someone that's mean. Our thought process, our mindset should be that little kid. No, I'm grabbing you by the hand. I'm going to let you throw a fit, and then we're going to get in the store, and you're going to be happy because you're going to be alive.
Nice.
So you're helping them through the process. I know that there's a lot of fads out there with don't be pushy, and you don't have to be pushy, but you can ask questions and let people express their emotions. So the first, I would say pre-prospecting routine is get your mindset right on how you're going to help these specific people.
Right.
Okay. So elements of a good routine.
Yes.
First one, your day starts the night before. So I think the example from the Facebook guru, who owns Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg.
Yep, Zuck.
He wears the same shirt every day. So I was told. Any idea why he does that?
So that he doesn't have to think about it and waste energy on it in the morning, right?
Yeah. We have enough mental energy to last us throughout the day. So at the end of your day, you should be getting your clothes ready. You should be getting your call list ready. You should be having all of those things so that you can walk in, hit the button, hit dial, and be ready to go.
I love that. So you're saying even down to deciding who you're going to call every day, have that planned the night before.
Yeah. REDX helps you do that, right? You walk in, your list is loaded. You can go. You can go to work. Click on the dialer, hit dial, and then know what scripts you're going to use. I think that's a grave mistake that I made, and I think a lot of agents also make that, is they try to get cute with their scripts rather than just finding a script and saying, this is the one I'm using, this is what I'm practicing every day, and I'm going to perfect it.
Right. I love it.
Okay. So good night's sleep also helps, right? So go to bed early. Don't go to bed late. Wake up early. Okay. Second thing, exercise.
Okay.
I think that's hugely important. Wakes up your brain, gets your body moving, whether it's like waking up, stretching, whatever you do. So my routine is I have 6 dry clean shirts that I get dry cleaned every week. I have 12 shirts. I get 6 dry cleaned during the week, and then I wear the other 6 during the week. And then I literally wear these same 6 outfits every week.
That's awesome. So your closet looks like Homer Simpson's, where it's just the same outfit lined up all the time. Exactly. I love it. But back to your first point there is that that saves you time deciding what shirt you're going to wear. You wake up, you exercise, you get dressed, and you're ready to prospect.
Ready to prospect. Exactly. So have your clothes out the night before. Third thing, eat something healthy.
Okay.
So eat something that's going to make you feel good, not waste a lot of energy. And like for me, I do a protein shake in the morning, something that's not going to fill me up and sit in my gut and make me tired while I prospect.
Gotcha.
Okay. Fourth thing, prepare your numbers. Know who you're going to call. I know that's in there twice, but it honestly is vitally important.
Yeah. And this may be, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this sounds maybe a little different of, rather than preparing, I mean, earlier we talked about preparing what leads you're going to call. Prepare your numbers, to me, sounds a little bit more like know how many people you want to call, how many dials you're going to make, how many contacts you want to make before you hang up, right?
Yep. Oh, 100%. Know the expectations going into the day.
Right.
I love that. I've never thought about that, but yes, you are 100% correct. So the whole prepare your numbers as well is it helps you visualize who you're going to call, which we'll get to in a few points.
Right. And so Kent, just so people have kind of a frame of reference, what do your daily numbers look like? What are your daily numbers and goals?
So my daily numbers are, this is the only thing that I can think of, 25 contacts minimum per day, 1 listing appointment.
I love it. That sounds super simple. And on average, how many calls does it take you to get there?
Phone calls, like dials?
Yeah, like dials, individual dials.
Have no idea. Takes me 2.5 hours is all I know.
Hundreds probably then.
Not necessarily, no. I just load it. That's the nice thing about having the dialer is I load it into the dialer and I don't have to worry about sitting there and dialing.
Nice.
It just rings through.
Wonderful.
So you could get that granular for sure if you wanted to. I personally don't.
You just have contacts and appointments, and those are your daily goals.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
So another thing to your point, and this is the 5th one, review your goals and business plan. So your business plan obviously gets you, so your goals are what you have and ultimately the reward for making those phone calls. Business plan is the map to get to your goals.
Okay.
So know that map. So my coach and I went over our business plan, ultimately decided I need 25 contacts. I used to shoot for 50, but they were super crappy contacts. And now they're 25 solid contacts where I close through.
Nice.
Okay.
And are you reviewing just your daily goals, your monthly goals, your yearly goals? Like how granular and how much do you break down, or how broad do you get with those?
So I know my daily goals
of
what I need to accomplish. To answer that, I go over my calendar. 8 to 11 is every day for prospecting. It just is. That's what is set aside in my calendar to prospect. Good. Then I look at the rest of my day and I know that I have 4 to 6 if I don't have appointments to go on. So that's my punishment for not getting an appointment for the day.
Okay, awesome. All right, what's next?
Role play. Set that first appointment. Know what to say. The nice thing about role play is you can exaggerate in role plays. You can't necessarily exaggerate with people. It comes out as disingenuine. But if you role play and get that disingenuine out, eventually it's going to start sounding natural.
Right. And anyone who's really good at something or who wants to accomplish something amazing, they practice, right? That's all role play is practicing.
Yeah, they practice and they exaggerate. Like if you watch any NFL team, I mean, preseason's going on right now, but if you watch any of that, all of their movements are exaggerated.
Right.
Because in the game, it's going to be less exaggerated and you're going to do it correctly.
Right.
The role play is huge. I would say that's what's changed my business the most, sincerely.
And how much time do you spend role playing every morning, Ken?
An hour every day. So
a whole hour every day.
Yeah, I have 2 role play partners that I have on for an hour. One of the questions on here that I'm seeing is how do you stay accountable? So one of the ways that I stay accountable is through role play partners, and then I have accountability partners, but I have money tied to it. So the crappy thing about role play partners is this: they can be extremely flaky. And so what I have done is it's 10 minutes for every 5 minutes you're late, $100 if you miss it altogether.
Oh, wow. So you've tied your goal of role playing for an hour every day to a financial incentive, and that helps you kind of stay on top of it. Yeah.
I don't like to spend unnecessary money.
Absolutely.
And this year to date, I was looking at it, I've made $1,110 off of role play partners being flaky. So I'm making money off of it.
That's crazy. And it sounds like people.
I've paid.
Oh, okay. I thought you made that much. I was like, dude, you should role play with more people.
I made 1,110, paid 10. So.
Okay, gotcha. So you've made $1,100 just holding yourself and others accountable to role play. Where do you go for these role play partners? Do you just go to people in your brokerage? Are there online groups that you go to?
So I have the forum. REDX forum is really good.
Okay.
I do Mike Ferry coaching, so I'm on the Mike Ferry website. So I will go to that to get role play partners. Truthfully, the thing you want with a role play, or that you don't want with a role play partner, is someone that uses different scripts. Yeah, I mean, or someone that just doesn't have a script. You want them to be scripted because that's what.
Right. And how often do you kind of rotate or change out your role play partners?
So I change them out if they're good. I'm not one to just change them out all the time.
Right.
Usually, how it's been working this last year is I convert them from role play to accountability if they're good. Because eventually that's what your call turns into, is a mastermind and accountability call rather than a role play. So once it gets to that point, that's when we switch out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. And I want to let the audience know for REDX customers, we have a REDX role play system that you can call into. You can pick your lead type, get your script ready, and then our role play team will role play with you at whatever level of difficulty you want. So for anyone who can't find a role play partner, who's having a hard time there, we will put that number in the chat if someone on the back end can get that number ready for us. The REDX role play system for customers there. So that's awesome. All right, what's up next?
So reading these comments, I'm just going to go through a comment. Guy Miguez.
Okay. Yeah, Guy Miguez. We know Guy.
So tonality will save you whenever you pick up that phone. It's game time. Agreed. Tonality is huge. And that comes with role play. Nice. Because you can role play the pauses, the tonality. You get more into NLP the more you role play. Because instead of just being base level, you'll get into that neuro-linguistic programming of when I respond this way, someone else will respond this way. Good. And Susan Eckerly, I don't know what "get on with it" means.
That's all right. We'll just keep getting on.
We can watch it later. Okay.
All right. So role play. We're getting that number ready. Let's go to number 7 though.
Number 7. Affirmations. So that goes back to what we were talking about before. Affirmations can be what you think of yourself, what you think of other people. I think it's bigger to think what you think of other people than what you think of yourself.
Okay. So, and is this in this order? When you're done role playing, you go through affirmations before you jump on the phone?
I do. Yep.
Okay. And what do your affirmations sound like, Kent?
So I do. I am a powerful agent. I am a powerful prospector. I will set one listing appointment today. I will help someone in need today. So it can be a bunch of different things. So I have, where are my affirmations are in a pile right here.
They should be right in front of you always, Kent. What are you doing?
No, they really should. They're not, because I don't sit there. I'm super ADD, so I have a dartboard, a TV, putting. So that
it sounds like you have them mostly memorized, right? If you can tell yourself these affirmations every day, it becomes second nature. It becomes ingrained in you.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about knowing the scripts and role playing is you can just, it allows me to kill the drunk monkey, and when someone answers, be able to have an intelligent conversation.
Right. I love it. All right. Affirmations. What's our last point here?
Visualization. Yeah.
Are you thinking visualizing your calls, visualizing your goals? What does that entail?
I visualize setting that appointment, sitting at that person's table and getting a contract signed and getting it sold. So here's one reality that I just had to accept is I personally do not like going out and meeting strangers. I don't.
You're in the wrong industry, Kent. I'm sorry.
No, and really, like, it came down to that. I was like, it gives me anxiety. I don't know what to expect when I get out there. So visualization, or let me go back. Because of that, I wouldn't set appointments with those people because subconsciously I didn't want to go out and meet with them. Now I do. And I think that comes with skill level and knowing that I can close them, but it also comes with the visualization of sitting at their table, having a good conversation, and getting them to their next destination. Gotcha. So because I switched that a little bit in my mind, now I ask for the appointment.
Yeah.
So I
love that. So Ken, something that's really interesting here that I'm thinking of is a lot of people, when they think visualization, they visualize their end goal, right? How much money they're going to make, what they're going to buy, the next house they want, the next, things and goals and kind of these, these grand end games. And when you don't get those, then it's less fulfilling and you might get down on yourself. I love that you visualize the process, right? Strengthening the meaningful connections, the minute steps of real estate, the appointment, the conversations, the contract signing, everything in between that first contact and you receiving that check is the stuff that's important for you to visualize. Yeah, it is. And again, setting an appointment is 90% mindset. So if you don't have the mindset, if your mindset is, I get anxiety from going out and meeting strangers, which I'm a super social person, but I like to do it naturally. And I don't like to feel like it's a sales pitch. Sure.
So it made me really button up on my presentation.
Okay.
And because my presentation's buttoned up and I can say, hey, we're going to meet for 15 minutes and I keep to that schedule, it makes the process just amazing. And I love it.
And it sounds like you were able to change your mindset. Back to the beginning of this conversation, you were able to change your mind, change your mindset, change how you thought you were innately just by visualizing and building this momentum.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic. Well, that's 8 points. Do you have any other things here on the pre-prospecting routine?
No, I got to it.
You got to it.
I got to it.
You got on with it. I love it.
Susan's a driver. We love you, Susan.
Excellent. We love all the personality types here. And I think that these 8 points are fantastic. What are you, Ken? Are you a driver or are you?
I'm an expressive.
You're an expressive. Could have guessed it.
There's zero driver. There's nothing driver about me. I'm the worst. I'm an expressive, amiable. So I'm just, anyways. I'll talk you. We're off for 2 hours and then give you a hug afterwards.
That's great. So I'm going to go through these one more time, for anyone who missed them. We've got, for your pre-prospecting routine, we've got 1, your day starts the night before, right? Prepare, get ready, plan what you're going to do tomorrow the night before. Yep. Number 2, exercise. Wake up your brain, wake up your body. Eat healthy plays right into that, right? Put something healthy in your body so you're not sluggish and slowed down, but that you're energized and you feel ready to go. Prepare your numbers. Make sure you know how many contacts you want, how many appointments you're going to set every day and shoot for those, which ties into reviewing your goals, right? How many transactions do you want this week, next month, this year, and how does your daily goals tie into that? Role play. You do an hour of role play, which is fantastic. That's a ton, and I'm sure it pays off. Affirmations. Tell yourself that you're powerful. Tell yourself that you're going to succeed. And then visualize, not your end goal necessarily, but visualize the steps it's going to take and the meaningful connections you're going to make along the way.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So that's going to get you that first 90-day cycle, that concentration phase. That's going to get you there and get you through that first 90 days. So now we could do a whole nother podcast on how you're going to get through momentum phase. Again, I need to be better at it. Would love to see if anybody in the audience has gotten through that momentum phase, because I'm sure we have a lot.
Yeah.
And what they do. I have a few ideas of what I've done.
Well, Ken, I love what you're saying here, that you still struggle with this, right? You still struggle to maintain and build up this momentum, because I think a pitfall of a lot of real estate agents, or anyone in general, is they think, hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. I don't need to do it anymore, or I don't need to worry about it anymore. I don't need to be super intentional about it anymore. It sounds like for you, even though you're having a super successful year, you're still being very intentional, and you're always open to the fact that everyone is always growing, right? And you're never perfect. And so don't lose sight and don't lose grip on those little details that make a big difference for that long-term momentum.
Exactly. That's it. So like you said, pitfall, ego and overwhelm. Those are the two pitfalls in momentum. So either you're going to say I'm great, or you're going to say, holy crap, I am overwhelmed. My phone is ringing 30 times a day and I don't know how to handle it.
Right.
So,
and Kent, I've known you for a while, and I've never gotten the impression that you're an overly stressed person, that you ever get really overwhelmed. It seems like all these things play into your personality and play into just kind of how relaxed and how professional you can be on a day-to-day basis, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing enough business yet. I need to get into that overwhelm state. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully my systems will be able to support it once I get there. That's the goal.
Right.
But,
and it sounds like you've got a great foundation with these systems in place. So
yeah. And the nice thing is I know that I have 2 more years of really just grinding it out before I can stick to that 25 and have a fluid business for the rest of my life.
Right. Sounds like you're realistic about the long game. And that's, I think, something a lot of agents need.
Yep. Never quit prospecting. I know a lot of people get into that, but truthfully, you'll never quit prospecting. You just won't. Either you're going to prospect to cold calls or you're going to prospect to your database.
That's awesome. Well, Kent, this has been amazing. We've talked about your pre-prospecting routine. We've talked about mindset, motivation, how all of this ties together. Let's spend a few minutes here answering some questions, and then we'll give you the final word. Let's see. Clementina Davis asks, do you use a listing presentation book, and how often do you practice it, if you do?
So I do the Mike Ferry listing presentation.
Okay.
I practice that every day. So I actually have it in front of me. And as I'm prospecting, I'll sit there and read it. So I can do it by memory. And then I have a pre-listing packet that I send out.
Okay. So is your listing presentation that you say you practice every day, is that part of your pre-prospecting routine, or where do you fit that into your schedule?
Typically it's while I am prospecting, and then I do live play more than role play. I probably should practice it, but for the first few months of this year, I actually said, hey, I have a business coach. He wants to see how I can best help you and make sure that I keep to my commitments. So do you mind if I record this? And I'm going to send it to him, and he's going to make sure that I do everything that I tell you here tonight. Fair enough?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, a question from Larry Reed here. Do you have a transaction coordinator?
Sort of. I don't have one that I pay directly. I have one that does all of my paperwork, and I pay her $350 per transaction close. She's awesome.
Nice. Excellent. And is that something you would recommend to agents, or at what point in their career or business would you suggest that?
Man, if you can find one of those, I would recommend that you do it. It frees up so much time.
Nice.
It's crazy. I think once I start getting into the 100 deals, actually this year I'm probably going to hire an assistant to start taking care of all the transaction coordinating.
Excellent. And then here's one from Jay Diaz, and I'm gonna expound on this a little bit. Jay asks, in case I missed before, do you prospect FSBOs or expireds? How often do you switch it up? And I think a question we can tag onto this is, right now, the market hasn't really, lightened up a ton from how crazy it got over the last year and a half. What lead types are your favorite to prospect right now? And then we'll answer along with Jay there. Do you do FSBOs and expireds?
Yeah, expireds, canceled, FSBOs. I'm still seeing, a lot of success from that, especially older expireds I pull from REDX. So I have 12,000 expireds and canceleds, 11,968.
As of this morning, right?
As of this morning is what I had in my database, and I know I need to hit them harder. So a conversation with an old expired is, I saw that you were selling your home in the past, a year ago, 2 years ago. The market has gone up considerably since then. I was calling to see if we can set up an appointment to help you accomplish your goals that you had last year.
Excellent. And do you start with that right out of the gate when you contact these people?
Yep. Because that is why I'm calling them.
Right.
And they'll usually say, for what? Well, I am just curious. Had you sold the home, where were you headed to next? And then I start going into my script. And either they'll give that information to you. Well, we were headed to Tampa. Why were we headed to Tampa? We were headed to Tampa to see Tom Brady play in the Super Bowl. Fantastic. Well, he's going to make it again this year. So based on that, I think it makes sense for us to get together and see how we can get you to Tampa. Are you available this afternoon, or would tomorrow evening work better?
Spencer's giving you big old thumbs down for the Tom Brady here, but
well, whatever.
That's all right.
I think I saw someone from Tampa in here. That's why I said it.
Nice. Was that? Yeah. Excellent. So any other lead types that you like to call right now? You said you do expireds, especially old expireds. Are you calling for sell by owners? Yes, for sell by owners, absolutely. Okay. Those are huge right now. So a lot of for sell by owners have two mindsets right now. Either A, they didn't know but anybody in the business and just wanted to get the process started, which is great. Yeah. Or two, they're thinking that they can make more money. Sure. You're going to set up preview appointments and never make them wrong. Absolutely. You guys can sell it on your own. But if there were a chance that you could net more money in your pocket, wouldn't it make sense to get together and make sure that you are making the best decision for you and your family? I love that. That's an amazing script. And sounds like it's similar to some of the old expired scripts where it's, hey, what makes most sense to make you the happiest? How can I help you, right? How can I help? One of my favorite lines with FSBOs, and if you prospect FSBOs, write this down. Okay. This is a Milton James script. Andrew, if nothing I say makes sense and you don't feel like I can sell your home, you don't have to hire me, do you? No, you're in charge, right? I'd like to be. I'm trying to be. Yeah. And you are at the end of the day. But if I come out, blow your socks off, everything I say makes sense, we can net you more money, you'd put me to work, wouldn't you? I sure would. Based on that, it makes sense for us to get together. Are you available, blank or blank? Right. And it sounds coming back to that idea of you holding their hand and guiding them to the most logical conclusion, right? Yeah. It's not about you selling them on anything that they don't want or need. It's about, hey, I'm here for you. I understand how this is going to work in your favor the best. I want to help you along. Yeah. That's amazing. Wonderful. Larry has another question. Do you do listing presentations in the office? Or do you usually do them when you get on site? Yeah, I do all of mine on site. I know a lot of people do them via Zoom, and I just can't be in the office that long. So I get out and see people, and that is one of my closes is truthfully, I can't give you a good price on your home if I've never seen it. Yeah. Like Andrew, you want the most accurate pricing, don't you? Absolutely. That's why we need to get together in person. I love it. Simple. Beautiful. Well, if anyone has any other questions, put them here in the comments. Kent, this has been amazing. I think that you've packed so much into the last 45 minutes here that people can take home and actually implement, right? I think we should challenge everyone to actually follow these 8 steps of a pre-prospecting routine. Try it for, how long would you say, Kent? I mean, commit to it is what I should say. Let's do this. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't speak for you guys, but I think we should create a 90-day concentration the concentration phase for all of us to get in there September 1 to December 1. What are we going to do to get in the concentration phase? So for the next 90 days, do this pre-prospecting routine, prospect every day, set that timeline of when you're going to prospect, and let's all move into the momentum phase for January 1. I mean, how awesome does that sound? That sounds super awesome. And Kent, if you are interested in maybe setting up a Facebook group or something like that to help some of our people here today accomplish that, we could do it through the REDX Elite Prospectors Facebook group. Or if you're comfortable with sharing your email, we can do that. But whatever it takes, I think that's a great idea because, again, it comes back to accountability, right? Yeah. Everyone supporting everyone and making sure that you actually can commit and build that momentum.
Yeah. And it's easier to do it with other people. It just is. So the accountability part of it is huge. Integrity part of it is huge. But not only that, it's just better to do it with a bunch of people. In your sales team, do you guys have their own individual offices, or are they in a call center?
They are in a call center.
That's for a reason, that they're not alone. It's harder,
right,
to prospect alone. So
I love it.
If you guys are interested in that, hit up Andrew. We can put it. I'm happy to run it if we put it in the Facebook group.
Okay, wonderful.
Get on and prospect daily with people in there.
Gotcha. Well, for anyone who's interested, we'll start this up in the Facebook group, the REDX Elite Prospectors group. Go check it out. Go join up. We'll get Kent in there, and we'll start something here to help everyone with this 90-day accountability momentum challenge here to get everyone prepared for the new year. I think that's an awesome idea, Kent. Thank you so much for being willing to do that. Any final thoughts you want to leave with everyone before we wrap up?
No, I think it really just comes down to either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And what's the reason you are doing it? So I'm working with my coach to get through that concentration phase. So I'm going to start up September 1. I've already started, and I'm going to get into the momentum phase. And next year, damn it, I'm doing 100 deals. I don't care what it takes.
Excellent. Well, I think that's a powerful goal, and I think that you're well on your way to accomplishing it, Kent. Thank you again so much for joining us. For everyone who's watching, anyone who's interested, Kent, we just posted a link to the REDX Elite Prospectors group on Facebook in the comments, so go check that out. For anyone who's interested, Kent joins us, what is it now, every other, or as many Tuesdays as we can. We get Kent here on this platform doing live calls. So like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you are looking for a little motivation, a little example of what it looks like to actually make these calls and how hard it might be to get on the phone, but how easy it is once you get that momentum going, like and subscribe on YouTube. And we go live on Tuesday mornings with Kent to do a lot of these live calls. So we'll do it next Tuesday for sure. Kent, are you free?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Excellent. Let's rock and roll.
Are we doing it with Jake?
Yeah, let's get Jake on there.
Matt, we had Guy Miguez. I don't know who Guy Miguez is. I'm sorry, but
Guy Miguez has actually been on this podcast before. Guy is awesome. Yeah. Guy, if you are interested in joining our live prospecting session live here, shoot me a text. He has my number, and we'll set it up. So maybe we'll get him on next Tuesday's show.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. Well, Kent, thank you again for everyone listening. Again, like and subscribe on YouTube so you're notified when we go live for this and live prospecting. Follow us on Facebook. If you're a customer, check out the Roleplay. We put that in the chat. Thank you, Kent. Thank you to everyone who joined us, and we will see you next Thursday, same time, same place.
Awesome. Thank you.